Welcome to the Book of Clay podcast. Here we are for episode 10. I've been doing this for almost 2 months now, and I couldn't be happier. The ability to have a perspective and actually share it with the world is a great thing to have. And it's a great thing to do. It allows me to express myself in a different way than I'm used to. I have a background in, communications and sales. I've actually studied and learned the art of communication, if I might say. This is something I'm super passionate about, and I'm just thankful for the platform. I'm thankful for the support that I get, and the results I'm seeing are actually promising. Just the feedback from the people. It's truly a blessing, and I'm truly grateful for it. I wanted to get that out the way because that's something that has been on my mind since the last episode. So today, I want to talk about eagles, the eagle mindset. In the Bible, the eagle was the only bird that the Creator compared himself to. The first principle is eagles fly alone. When I heard this, I thought to myself, what does that actually mean to me? Eagles fly alone. It's not meaning that I don't want anyone else's company, or I don't want anyone else's support. I prefer to do it by myself. I prefer to get one with nature and actually figure out my natural state of being. I feel as though right now in today's society, we have too much outside input on what we're actually trying to accomplish. Whenever you formulate an idea and whenever you formulate a goal and you start to asking people for their input, you start to water down how you really feel about it. Because you would have never got that idea or goal if it wasn't something that you truly thought that you can accomplish. But then the fear and the doubt start to creep in, and that's where you go to asking people, oh, what should I do about this? Oh, how should I do about that? But eagles fly alone. In the space where you actually want something and expect for everybody else to want to go on that journey with you. Whenever you go on that journey alone, normally the people who you bump into are going to be people who on their journeys. Okay, if I'm an eagle and I'm flying solo, boom. I know if I run into somebody along this path, they probably an eagle too. 9 times out of 10, they're an eagle and they don't need your help. They're not looking for your support. They going to see you. They going to keep flying. It's nothing personal. It's just that in order for me to continue to ascend, I need to shed everything that's going to hold me back. And it's not that you holding me back by being around me. It's that you holding me back because I have to constantly look to the left, look to the right, look in front, look behind me, and focus on everything that's outside of my path. I want to be dialed in to my purpose. I want to be dialed into the task at hand. I want to be able to look at what I'm doing and focus only on that. It's nothing personal. Eagles, they fly alone. I can't take you with me where I'm going. You haven't fully prepared for this flight, for this journey. A while back, a friend of mine told me, you can't get mad at them because obviously you can tell that they haven't read the same books that you read. They ain't do the same studying that you did. They ain't do the same fasting that you did. They haven't meditated the same amount of hours that you meditated. So as an eagle, me flying alone, I'm not cutting everybody off because you doing something bad. I'm cutting you off because I know for a fact that the altitudes that I'm going, you might not be able to survive in those altitudes. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you haven't put in the groundwork to be able to get up here. You haven't laid the foundations to be able to come here. So I can't have you distracted trying to show you how you do this, how you do that. I can't do that. I don't have the time. We on a time crunch right now. So eagles flying alone is not nothing about anybody else. It's all about that eagle he got to get to where he's trying to go to. She got to get to where she's trying to go to. Eagles recognize that everybody else, unless they put in the groundwork, can't come on that journey. That's the first note about eagles. The second one is that eagles are focused and not distracted. Listen, Stop letting everybody distract you. They gonna want to smoke. They gonna want to drink. They gonna want to party. How does that relate to what you got going on? How does that relate to the journey that you trying to go on? You can't come into the new year talking about, oh, I want to be fully committed to the gym, but every chance you get to avoid going to the gym, you take it. A lot of the times people get distracted because they really are not committed to what they said they was committed to. You're not committed. You don't want to be successful. It's hard. It takes ignoring all of the fun stuff. I know it's fun, but you got to figure out a way to find fun in the things that you didn't think were fun. Meaning I had to figure out that for me to enjoy being in the sauna, I had to make it fun for me. I had to trick the mind. I started getting in the sauna. Man, I love this. This is exciting. Now, it's a game. When I get into the sauna, I ain't used to like the sauna, but now when I get into the sauna, I'm trying to see whoever come in after me, I'm trying to make sure they leave before me. I'm trying to make sure if I go in the sauna, whoever come in after me, I'm trying to make sure they leave before me. And don't let you already be in the sauna. Oh, you definitely got to leave before me. Now, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. If you don't like running, fall in love with running. But you got to be willing to put that other stuff to the side. Stop being distracted. Can't say you're going to run a marathon, but you don't even take every opportunity to go run. You letting every single thing distract you from your purpose. You cannot be an eagle being distracted. You've been to try to travel to that altitude. Now you're like, oh, snap, let me go back down there to get that worm. When you're not even chasing the worm, you're chasing the fish. You distracted by the easy stuff that you can get. You distracted by the stuff that's going to forever be there. At some point, you got to utilize that gift. If you keep on being distracted, it will fade away. The next principle was eagles test before they trust. Meaning, I'm not about to believe in you if you haven't met the conditions for me to believe in you. How can I let you inside my sacred space if you haven't even established a sacred space for yourself? Should I allow for you to come into my life trying to spit knowledge to me if you haven't even studied no knowledge? How can you tell me about my work ethic or my gym routine if you haven't even established your own gym routine? What have you done for me to trust you this much? What have you done for me to believe in you? I can't just take you off of your word no more. You got to show me. If I call you and be like, hold on, man, I'm meditating, I'm going to hit you back. For one, you shouldn't even be able to answer the phone when you meditate. So you done already broke the trust right there. You might want to figure it out because it's no way, shape, form, or fashion that you're going to be able to meditate with your phone next to you. The trust has to be there. I'm not saying that everybody going to be 100% trustworthy all the time, but the trust has to be established, man. The next thing, eagles only eat fresh food. What that mean in this context? That means eagles, if you are eagle, in order for you to have that eagle mindset, fresh knowledge. Fresh knowledge. You can't rely on old knowledge all the time. You gotta be in a space where you're learning constantly. Get some new knowledge. Always be in a learning environment. Always be studying. Pick up a book. Read the book once. Read it twice. Read it 3 times. It don't matter. Every single time you read the book, you're going to find something different. So it's not about going and grab something new all the time. You can get the same, you can watch the same podcast 1,000,000 times. Your perspective going to shift. You can watch my podcast 1,000,000 times. Your perspective going to shift. Every single time. You're going to keep building on the concept. But if you're not in a constant state of learning new material, how can you get new information? How can you find new successes? How can you stay in tune with the vibration of the universe? If we still built cars the same way we built them way back in the day, we wouldn't have what we have right now. If we still learned about the same information about cars that we learned about we wouldn't have the stuff that we have right now. New information gives you a chance to be rebirthed every time. You get to be born again every time. The next one. Eagles love storms. Eagles love storms. In order for you to ascend to the next level, you got to go find a storm. You should be chasing a storm. Storm chasers. Not dream chasers, storm chasers. You need to be looking for the next hard thing to do at all times. Embrace it. Get comfortable in it. You got to learn how to manipulate those storms. Smile in the storm. Smile in the bad times. Smile in the hard times. Smile through the pain. Smile through the suffering. We know for a fact it get hard. But the more and more you figure out ways to tap into your mindset during the storm, the easier it'll be when it's not raining outside. But because for every storm you just be running away, you don't know how to deal with it. It's going to forever be hard if every time a challenging time comes, you run from it. You got to figure out how to maneuver. Sometimes that requires patience. Sometimes that requires for you to just breathe. I find most of the times when I'm in a tough situation, all I need to do is isolate myself for 5 minutes. And if the situation can't give you 5 minutes, then that means it wasn't that bad. Learn how to train from those storms. And learn how to renew yourself after you finish getting out of the storm. Those are the important things. Being able to look back at the challenging time and get the data from it and say, okay, I just went through that. This how I felt when I was in it. This what went good. This what went bad. Now let me use that information for the next time. Most people can't even do that because they steady running from it. I advise everybody to get into the spiritual realm because the same way you walk in the physical realm, in the spiritual realm, you cannot walk like that. You got to relearn all the basics again. It is not the same. It is not the same. It's the Book of Clay podcast. Like I said, get that eagle mindset. Use it and just be prepared for life. Life skills, motivation, peace, and blessings.